Any final decision was made on the new telecom tariff structure. Despite the agreements, telecom firms have proceeded with the increase, prompting the NLC to issue a 1st of March deadline for a total shutdown of their operations of the tariffs if the tariffs are not reversed. As a first step in resisting the tariff hike, the NLC has directed Nigerian workers and others willing citizens to boycott the services of MTN, Airtel and Glo daily between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. starting from today until the end of February. They also urged all workers and citizens to suspend the purchase of data from these companies. I don't know. There's a new development. I'm not sure whether Veronica has started implementing that.
They said 11 a.m. Why should I go ahead of myself?
You can go ahead of time.
But you see, my perspective to this matter is that NLC is just being reactionary or reacting to issues, because when they should have put their foot down, they did not. When they should have raised their voice, challenged whatever decision the policies might have been that telecommunications companies were putting forward, they didn't do it. Now, the companies are saying that because of the cost of running their businesses in Nigeria, they have to increase tariff. And all of this found out of the declaration made by the president when he said subsidy was gone. And so companies were reeling from the impact of the increase in price of petrol and diesel and all of it. Yeah. And so we're seeing the impact right now that the average Nigerians have to bear the brunt.
Absolutely.
So if NLC had that period to discuss with government on what steps to take to addressing the root cause, that is the root cause of all of these matters. We are still catching cold from that statement made, as
Absolutely.
it is.
Absolutely.
So if NLC is now coming to say boycott between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m., how? Yeah. Don't buy data, I mean, you are telling us, are you saying that within those periods, if your people need your attention, you wouldn't pick calls, you wouldn't buy data, you wouldn't do anything?
Well, that goes to show the pressure that the economic, the withdrawal of fuel subsidy is causing not just Nigerians, but industries, telecoms in this regard. If they are said the economic pressure, the impact of this is also affecting the business, yes, we can cut them some slacks, but the kind of increment that they are now introducing, 50% hike in tariff, I think it's just way out of the window for all Nigerians, because this is going to stifle a lot of things, especially for the SMEs that are looking to build a business. Because if you look at SMEs in any economy, you can't take it out of any economy because they're very, very sacrosanct.
They're the life wire.
Exactly. So it's going to affect them. And even the digital literacy, the ability, digital literacy, or using data and all of those things to help students in terms of education, in terms of telemedicine, it's anything, just mention it. Right here, as we seated, each and every time we are connected to the internet, we are looking for information, we're trying to stay up to date and all of that. So it's going to affect a whole lot of things. So now asking Nigerians to boycott this within this time frame, I do not know how it's going to be. So they're not saying boycott it for a whole day. I think they're rational to some extent. But what if, for instance, we have our own time span that we work?
The issue for me now is, will that force the hands of these telecommunications companies
that's another question
to reduce, the tariff that they have introduced as it is, and ensure that, okay, by March the 1st, the shutdown that NLC is talking about wouldn't happen. Yeah. Now, this 50% hike, what were the indices? That conversation, was the NLC brought on board to talk about it? Recall also, like you read earlier on, that the government had put up a 10-man panel to investigate the matter, to look at all of the issues around this. So why did the telecommunications go ahead to, impose this hike while this 10-man panel were still doing their job?
That's the thing. That's a front
It's sad that accountability is a major challenge here, because this person should be called to question The 10-man panel hasn't concluded their work and here you are imposing the tariff.
Veronica, that brings to the fore, that $64,000 question as to whether these people even listen to government when it comes to executing their plans or whatever it is that they want to do. Look at the pay TV. Oftentimes, you've had the pay TV say they want to increase tariff, and we've been asking for pay as you go. So if I subscribe to my pay TV, at the end of the day, there is no power supply, I'm not home, and you see that thing fizzle away after 30 days. It's unfair, it's unjust. So there are so many things that are actually going wrong that the government needs to get on.
Bring these people to book. NLC is saying 50% hike is a lot, and I agree with them on that aspect. What would they agree on would be the next question for me. But I think that the telecommunications company are not doing this in good faith because the 10-man panel constituted by government haven't concluded their job before they, impose this tariff. So let's wait to see how government will react and the boycott that the NLC is proposing at this time. So let's continue with the news now.